Coming down to the wire, presumptive Democratic nominee Kamala Harris is spending her Sunday meeting with the top contenders to be her running mate. Her decision is expected to come very, very soon as Democratic delegates wrap up their roll call vote tomorrow. Good afternoon to you, everyone. I'm Natasha Brown. Aziza Shuler is off tonight. Whoever Harris does select as her number 2 could have an impact on this race. And tonight there is a new poll from CBS News. It finds that right now it is a very close race. Take a look, with Kamala Harris having a 1-point edge over former President Donald Trump nationally. The candidates are tied also in battleground states. Now, one person said to be in the running for Harris's VP, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. We have team coverage tonight on this story, so let's begin with Dan Snyder in our newsroom. Dan.
Yeah, good evening, Natasha. CBS News is reporting Governor Shapiro is among those finalists meeting with Vice President Harris in Washington today. The other two, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, all three of those names have been in the conversation really since the start. But of course, here, a lot of support among Pennsylvania Democrats for Harris to choose Shapiro. But I think it's important to point out how quickly this entire process has unfolded. Remember, it was only 2 weeks ago that President Biden exited the race and that the party rallied behind Harris to replace him at the top of the ticket. Eleanor Desi will head to her 9th Democratic National Convention in just 2 weeks. She says, in talking with other delegates, there has been an unusual amount of excitement over who this VP pick will be.
This is so dramatic and so different than anything that has happened before, Dan, that this really shows something different this time, that the vice president really is getting a lot more attention than I've ever seen.
And of course, there's the question of how important a vice presidential pick really is to winning an election. Joe Watkins, a former White House aide to George H.W. Bush, says in years where it's a tight race, as we expect this year to be, the VP can be very important, especially in shoring up support from key voting blocs. It's something he says Shapiro could do very well for Harris.
For somebody like Kamala Harris, who appeals to progressives and is doing very, very well right now with the Democratic base. Shapiro helps her with independent voters. It helps her with non-college educated voters that she might not appeal to right now.
Now, 3 other names that have been tied to the VP pick: Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. But Watkins says at this point he would be really surprised if Shapiro wasn't the pick, and a lot of that has to do with what he called the governor's electoral strength, while Senator Kelly, another often mentioned name, also comes from a battleground state in Arizona that only carries 11 electoral votes. Compare that to Pennsylvania's 19. And Watkins says he believes Shapiro is the kind of candidate that could pull Pennsylvania in favor of Harris. Natasha, back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. Well, let's get more now from CBS Philadelphia's Josh Sanders. He joins us live outside of Shapiro's Jenkintown home with what voters think about the potential pairing here. Good evening, Josh.
Hey, Natasha, good evening. Good to be with you. As you mentioned, Governor Shapiro meeting with Vice President Harris today in D.C. Right now, we just saw a shift change between some of the governor's detail as we are working to find out when the governor will return here at home. Shapiro has long been mentioned as a favorite to be a potential running mate for Harris. And today we spoke with voters who are mostly in favor of a Harris-Shapiro ticket, while others just want the governor to finish out leading the Commonwealth. Take a listen.
He would be a good running mate for her. I mean, he's well known in Pennsylvania, which is one of those states that they want to be able to carry. But just him as a person, I think he would compliment her.
I think he's a great pick, but he's not an astronaut. The guy from Arizona that's an intriguing pick, an astronaut and a fighter pilot. But Shapiro, I think whoever she chooses would be a good person to go alongside her. But yeah, I'll be happy with seeing Shapiro.
I'm going to be selfish. We don't want him to leave. We want him to stay right here. We need him more.
I think we need him in Pennsylvania.
You think you need? Yeah.
Finish out his term as governor, and I think 28 would be his time possibly to run for president.
So just not now.
Not now.
Not now. I wanted to finish here.
Yes.
Now, it's still unclear if the governor will return home tonight. What is clear is Governor Shapiro's neighbors and voters here love him. Natasha, back to you.
All right, that was very clear in those sound bites. Thank you very much, Josh. We do appreciate that. Now, Donald Trump was not out on the campaign trail today. Yesterday, he and his running mate, J.D. Vance, attended a rally in the swing state of Georgia. Of course, stay with us for the latest on the race for the White House. You can always find any updates on our website, cbsphiladelphia.com.